Welcome back to the KIX 96.5 Morning Show. We love featuring artists you should know about. Today we're heading to Pennsylvania to chat with country singer-songwriter Ashley Puckett. Ashley lives in Pittsburgh. She picked up a guitar at the age of 16, started writing songs, and hit the road. Her debut album, Never Say Never, came out on Valentine's Day of 2020. It has over 100,000 streams on Spotify. Her latest single, Anchor, came out last month. We're excited to have Ashley Puckett on the show. First, Ashley, thanks for coming on.
Hi, yes, thanks for having me.
Well, wow. I'm a huge Steelers fan. I saw you went to the first preseason game a couple days ago. How was it?
It was so much fun, and to be honest, just to see the guys back, I didn't even care how they played. I was just excited to be back there with everybody, all the fans, and it's always a good time down there. I love the Steelers.
Oh, it's amazing. I went to my first game, I think 2 seasons ago, and it was we froze our ass off, but it was just amazing to be there, being a Steeler fan my whole life. I mean, growing up outside of Pittsburgh, when I was in Pittsburgh, I couldn't believe all of the Steeler fans and how much merchandise everybody had on. It wasn't even game day, and it was just insane. So, I mean, is it drilled into your head when you're growing up to be a Steeler fan?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, my parents were Steelers fans, and I think just I think it's a mix of just the love for Pittsburgh and just how we are as a society down here. And it's just, once you get us all together, it's just a bunch of like-minded people that all, get along and want the same thing and have a good time and like to party and support our Pittsburgh Steelers. So I think it just comes with the territory.
Yeah, it's amazing the support they have in Pittsburgh. I saw one lady going to church and she had her hat and gloves were Steelers stuff, and she's in her Sunday dress or something. I was like, man, it's crazy.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's crazy. But your debut album, Never Say Never, came out on Valentine's Day of 2020. COVID hits. How much did that set you back? Because you were on fire when this thing came out.
I joke about this my entire life, that I never seem to do anything at the right time. But somehow it seemed to work out this time. But yes, it was crazy. I mean, I'm expecting this is my big chance. Everything's going to happen all at once, and all my dreams are coming true. And then the shutdown happens, and I'm like, wait, now what do I do? And but I got a chance to learn a little bit more about online marketing and growing up. When I was working, aside from bartending jobs and waitressing, and I did a lot of marketing and sales. So I kind of had a background of that. So it was kind of cool to be able to put that to use for my passion.
Yeah.
So I guess I learned some stuff in it. Not that it was something that I wanted to happen. Things just took more time, which, I guess says a lot for the music industry. It's, lots of ups and downs. And I learned how to pretty much just take in the little wins, because ultimately to get to an end goal, whatever that might be, there's a lot of little things that I myself and probably a lot of other people just pass over and don't realize how exciting those little things could have been. So, I learned a lot about myself through that too.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, you had to definitely think outside of the box. I mean, she was in Billboard magazine Women of Music edition. I mean, right before the album came out. I mean, you were just cooking, and then everything shuts down on you. Well, I've been listening to Never Say Never. It's a great album. But boy, talk about heartbreak. Did you write all these songs?
No, I worked with a ton of different songwriters on the album. The 2 newer songs out, Tequila and Anchor, were my written heartbreak songs. But it's everything that we put together on the album was something that I had a true feeling for. That was one of my favorite things about building the album, was actually going through and doing the song selections with the writers, because I'm always one of those people that I don't want to go out and perform a song or sing a song if I don't have a connection to it. So, when we're kind of making them our own in the studio, we have a lot of that raw emotion and everything, which is probably why you thought that, because I do have a connection to each one of those songs in a different way.
Yeah, it's a great album, because you worked with Brian Cole and Doug Casper. Where's this Tonic Studios? Is it in Pittsburgh?
It is, yeah, just
Okay.
outside of Pittsburgh. Yeah, it was a great experience. You know, a great team, just so much talent, and that truly was one of those moments that I feel like I just kind of fell into, which really made everything just come together.
Yeah, and then the two new songs you mentioned it, Tequila and Anchor. You're working with Andrew Douglas and Nathan Beatty, but these guys, or with those guys, or how did you meet these guys?
Yeah, so I got in contact with them through Doug Casper when I was ready to come back. You know, I was going through some stuff, you know, a milestone birthday, and I took a 30th birthday vacation, and I did some writing. And for a while, a little backstory about, you know, my music career, I had writer's block for years, and I really wasn't finishing a lot of work. And all of a sudden, I went down, took some time, and Anchor became a thing. So when I came back, I said, this is it. I have to get back in the studio. We have to do this now. And a couple months went by, but there we were. We did Tequila and Anchor at the same time, and I feel like I haven't put down my pen since.
Yeah, well, that's good. It's flowing back out of you. Well, and on your bio, it says between skydiving and bungee jumping. What's going on here, Ashley? We an adrenaline junkie or what?
A little bit. So I like to call myself crazy, I guess, but I like to say that those types of things are my stress relief. So they're my exits when I need a break and just need to go have a little fun and clear my head. Some people don't agree with that term, but that's stress relief to me.
Yeah, no, whatever it takes. Go check Ashley out. She's at ashleypuckett.com. She's on Instagram, YouTube. Go to Spotify. You can hear Never Say Never, and her brand new single, Anchor, is also on there, which you're going to hear here coming up after the end of the interview. Well, are you signed with this MTS Records? Who's this?
Yes, MTS Records and my manager, Michael Stover, literally the reason that I've had all this success, you know, aside from the studio and the guys that helped me get, you know, everything together. You know, he handles my life, so, you know, I can just kind of do what I do. And it's nice to have that person in your back pocket that just wants to see you succeed and just, you know, help me along. And it's been really nice working with him too. And you know, I'm still grateful for the opportunity, even from back in 2019. It's just every little thing keeps stacking and stacking, and I just feel closer and closer to, you know, where I want to be in the industry, and it's all thanks to them.
Yeah, well, and Tequila came out, well, like a year or so ago, and it's still charting on some charts.
Yeah, honestly, I was pretty impressed with myself when Tequila went out. We cracked the top 80 on Music Row, and I was just blown away. And I guess that's because that's my first original work that I got to share with the world. I mean, I've been songwriting for my entire life, but that's the first one that I got to say, all right, here you go see what happens. And people loved it, and it meant a lot to me that people loved it so much. Even, you know, during the live shows, people are starting to sing along with it, and it's just really touching that my work is getting out there and doing, you know, what I wanted it to do, just touch people's lives in different ways.
Yeah, are we a Tequila girl, or where'd it come from?
We definitely are. So my drinks of choice, doubles, of course. We're either going Captain and Coke, or we are going Tequila Sunrise. So definitely a tequila girl. I love my Patron.
Well, and I think you like pina coladas too.
I do. I'm a sucker for pina coladas with a another shot on top and a floater on top, as they call it in the South or on the islands. But those are my aside from jumping out of planes, those are my other stress relief.
Yeah.
Just pretending I'm an island girl.
Yeah, a little pina colada in the summertime, a little tequila when it's a little colder outside. That's for sure. Well, and then congrats, in 2022 you took home the gold at the International Singer-Songwriters Association for Emerging Artist of the Year. Were you there?
I was there. It was a lot to take in. It was just so exciting. There's so much talent in this industry, and to be able to just sit in the room amongst everybody else let alone hear my name called, which was a huge surprise. I still don't even remember what I said during the speech. It just all ended, and I'm like, wait, I don't even know what I said to everybody. But no, it was definitely an honor to be included with them, let alone to take away the gold of all what was offered up there, and it was an amazing time.
Yeah. Well, and then, because what's this, your second year out? So were you a judge this year?
Yes. Yeah, I judged for 2 years, and then if all goes well, I should be presenting for this the new show coming up here. So a lot of opportunities came with it.
Yeah. No, I have an internet radio station, and we won like in 2021 for Station of the Year. But yeah, the International Singer-Songwriters Association is great because there's no competition. Everyone tried to help each other out and support each other. It's a really great organization. You go check out issasongwriters.com if you want to check out their website. So how did Andrew and Nathan, kind of rope you in with your songs? Because like you mentioned it, you had a bunch of these songs that were not done. How were they able to kind of bring closure to them?
Well, so it's a good question. So I actually kind of feel I roped them in, but maybe it was a little bit of both. But when I came back from Florida, I really wanted people to hear Anchor. And it was a song that was so deep in my heart, and I just wanted everyone to hear it at the moment. And it made more sense than to, all right, if you're going to go into the studio and put the work in, let's do more than just the one song. Let's get you ready to start, marketing and start going back out there. Let's put some more music out. So Tequila, that was one of my sitting songs that I had written for probably, I'd say even 3+ years. And I just didn't have a good bridge at the end. It was almost finished, but not quite there. And it was just that little kick in the butt, I guess. Like, you bring us at least 2 songs or so, and let's get started. And that night, I finished Tequila. So I met the guys and just started kind of singing along to nothing, just a cappella. This is my ideas. This is what I want to see come to life. And they're sitting there strumming on their guitar, and all of a sudden it was like magic. Just came together. They were feeling what I was trying to put out there. It's like they were sitting there when I was writing the lyrics, if that makes sense. And it just all came together. I mean, just how talented they were, sharing the vision and, seeing what I couldn't see because that's what they do for a living, and, putting it together and producing it, and just going from step one of me having a voice memo on my phone to a hit on the radio. It's just crazy. But it was just, I think, magical. I think I'd love to work with the guys again. I think we just we had a lot in common, and just the talent combined was just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's awesome. Go check Ashley out. She's at ashleypuckett.com. She's on Instagram, YouTube. Go to Spotify. You can hear all of her stuff on there. Her latest single, like she mentioned, is Anchor, and it is out now. Well, you have a cool story about Anchor. You're on your birthday vacation. Your dad, your sister, and you all got an Anchor tattoo. Tell us what's going on here.
So it's funny. I wanted to commemorate my 30th, and knowing we were going away, it was a preconceived idea that we were all going to get a tattoo. And we went back and forth for a couple months as to, what we were going to do. My dad loves Crown Royal, so we were thinking a nice crown. That could be like a queen crown. And we went through all these different ideas, and I just wasn't sold on it. But the trip was coming up, and it was a few days before, and I'm like, what about an anchor? I love the sea. I love the open water. That's good for me, and it's going to be a good reminder of the trip because we'll be down there. We'll be, by the water, and everyone loved it. So, we get the tattoos, and so a little bit about mine on the inside of it. It actually, with the anchor rope, says "Magic of the Moment," which is actually one of the other songs on the album. So I tied in a little bit of stuff here, just for the memory, and we ended up, after we ate lunch, we took one of those bus top tours down to Little Cuba, and we're sitting on the top of the bus. And I'm fascinated with this tattoo. It's new, and the only other tattoo I have is real small. So I'm like, this is amazing. And Just so I keep staring at it, and all of a sudden it just came to me. I started humming along to this melody that was in my head, which later became the chorus of Anchor. And me thinking it's a little bit embarrassing, I'm like hiding in the little corner of the bus trying to voice memo the song lyrics so I don't forget. And then every time we jump off the bus, I'm walking away, typing a few more lyrics, coming back, and looking back, it's just crazy how it all came together. But that's how it happened.
Wow. So what, are you playing any live shows coming up?
Trying to put some in the mix, so there will be some. I'll have them up on the website. I don't have any tentative dates as of right now.
Okay. So, yeah, keep checking her out, AshleyPuckett.com. She's on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Her brand new single, Anchor, is out now. But, yeah, and you mentioned Andrew and Nathan working with them again. So what's coming up for the music-wise?
So like I said, I feel like I have not put my pen down since all this, and I have so many that I'd like to take back. I have a few really good ones, that I'd like to do soon, but, I wouldn't doubt another album at some point. I think that's my end goal, just on a slower pace at this point, but, yeah, I've got some stuff cooking.
Yeah, well, and after Never Say Never and COVID hitting, you're like, well, maybe I'll just keep releasing singles, just in case the world shuts down.
Just in case it happens again.
Yeah, exactly. I won't be sitting here on a whole album that I just busted my ass doing, but no, it's
yeah, the go big or go home thing didn't quite work out for me. So
yeah. Well, here is Anchor by Ashley Puckett. Ashley, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
It's Anchor. It's Ashley Puckett. It's KIX 96.5.